Hello everyone. So right now what we are working on is that we will be organizing our script. So you can see I opened the organization in script part 1. So over here we will write some codes but maintain the organization, and then we will copy paste some of our layers from our ArcMap Research Forest dataset, the geodatabase, towards our Scratch. So that means previously you copied manually on ArcMap, but right now we would like to write some codes so that we can import some of the layers into our Scratch. So that's our objective. So before we do that, we need to enable the ArcPy site package. So that's why I wrote down import ArcPy. Also, we will use a new module. The module name is OS. Using this module, what we want to do is that we want to enable our script so that we can import some of the layers. So let's enable them and run the code. So you can see I run these 2 lines, and then ArcPy and OS, both of them are enabled. Now I'm going to locate where is my Scratch. So I gave it a name Scratch1 and then GDB1. You did it previously. So where is my geodatabases? So that's the geodatabase where I'm going to save everything, and this is the geodatabase where we have all the data set. So I just copied the link and let's run that. Okay, let's set up the environment. That means Scratch1 is my database where I'm going to save everything. Okay. We need to check out this partial analysis tool so that we can use the licensing, and then to avoid the override, that means if we write or create the same layers again and again, we can override them. Okay, now we are ready to copy any layer from our MKRF geodatabase towards our Scratch. Okay, so let's see in ArcMap, where are they? What do we have? I opened ArcMap, and then let's see in the catalog. You need to connect where is your geodatabase. So you can see my geodatabase is in a location, so MKRF, and my Scratch is totally empty. I have nothing in there. So you can see nothing. So what I would like to do is that I would like to copy cut blocks 2008 from MKRF towards my Scratch. Okay, so I use the copy management function. In that function, I am going to locate where is my input geodatabase and where is my output geodatabase, and what are the layers I'm going to import. So you can see I started with ArcPy.copy management, and then I said that in data, where is the data? So that means the geodatabase GDB1, where my data is located. I'm going to copy this layer cut block 2008, and in my out data, that means in my Scratch1, I'm going to import that layer. And data type, you need to mention that as well. So the data type is feature class. So these are the 3 things you have to mention. where is your geodatabase. From this geodatabase, what you want to import, where you want to import them is in Scratch 1, and what's the data type. So let's run this line. This is one line, but I separated them into 3 lines so that I can show you better. So let's run that line. So you can see there is no error. Let's go back to our ArcMap and refresh our Scratch. I refresh the Scratch. If you open it, you will see that cut block 2008 is imported from MKRF geodatabase towards my Scratch. Okay, that's the one we wanted to do. And then you can open them as well on your map area. You can see. To avoid any error, I'm going to remove it. So the objective 2 is to bring features together. So previously we only brought cut block 2008 from MKRF towards my Scratch. But right now I would like to bring the FA 2008 and streams together. To do it together, what I did is that I created a list. So you can say I created this list. In this list, if you call it, let's say S feature, if you want to take a look at what we have in the FAS feature. So you can see in this list, we only have these 2 names. To do it together, all you need to do is you can create a for loop. In that for loop, what I am doing is that I'm calling this list S feature one by one. That means using this for loop, I'm saying that go to S feature, take the first feature, that means the layer we have, the name we have, and then follow these steps. When you are done, go back to the next one. You know that, right? Because while we were running the for loop, we created a list and then we call them one by one. So after completing FA 2008, then it will go back and look for the next one, and then it will import FA 2008 first and import its streams the next. Then it will stop. So how it's going to do is that for feature, that means the feature we have inside S feature, and it will go to look for the input path. The input path we have is the geodatabase. I gave it a name before, and feature is the feature from the S feature. That's the first feature it's going to take. As an output, so I said that give it the same name as an output. What we have, FA 2008, give it the same name in the Scratch, FA 2008. Then it will copy. So it will copy using the input, using the output, and then it will use the same feature. That means this is the line I used in here, but then again, before I use this line, I named all of them. If you want, you can do it in one line. That's totally fine. So let's see whether it's going to copy paste the both layers or not. Let's run these lines. You can see there is no error. That means it's done properly. And you can see it's also listing everything over here. Database, Scratch 1, and then the list we have. So you can see it created a list. It says that we have 2 items in that list. Let's go back to our ArcMap and let's refresh our Scratch. Now you can see we brought FA 2008 and streams together. So that's how you can bring one feature class or maybe 2 layers, and that's it for objective 2. When you are checking, let's say, what are the feature classes we actually worked on? give me the list. Then you can create the list and you can say that show me the list. In ArcPy feature class, if you just run the last line, so you can see in the list of feature classes, that means over here what are the feature classes we just created in this script. We created cut blocks, we created FA 2008 and a string. Those are the three ones we just created in this script up to this moment. So our last objective in this script is that perform intersect analysis. You already performed the intersect analysis using only one line of code, using input and then using the output, and then you say that what are the parameters we need. Over here we will do the same thing, but we will do the intersect of two layers together. That means cut blocks intersected with FA 2008 and we will save them. Cut blocks intersected with streams and we will save them. So that means again we are doing two things together. So we created our list first. Let's run this line. We created the list. Then we are going towards our list. That means each item in our list, it will work one by one using the for loop. So I say that using this for loop, go and select the first one. It selected the first one, and then in my output I say that I'm not going to save it just like the input layer. So I'm going to save it. So you can see I saved it, and then I say that take the name CB first, CB underscore, and then feature name is FA 2008, and then at the end the name should have intersect. So that means the name should be CB FA 2008 intersect. Next time the output name should be CB underscore streams intersect. So that means I am mentioning whenever it uses any feature, it should give a different name for the output. And then in the ArcPy intersect analysis, so I said that every time take the feature, that means the first feature is FA 2008, and do the intersect analysis with cut blocks 2008, save the output, and it should saved as a point. So that's the output type I'm going to use. Previously you used the same feature type as we have in the input, but now I say that I would like to save it as point type. So it will save two intersect analysis. It will do two intersect analysis and save two outputs, and then you can see the name should be these. That means we should have two outputs. Let's see if I run that line. So you'll see that it's also going to save it in here. Okay, and you can say that how about let's check what are the feature classes we have. Run the last line. Okay, so you can see right now we saved it, CB FA 2008 intersect, CB streams intersect. That means these are the two we just created in here, and let's investigate them on our ArcMap. It's not absolutely necessary to check them, but to visualize them you can take a look in here. Let's refresh our Scratch. In this Scratch you can see that we have these two. So that means let's open them. Let's open all of them. Streams. So that means we created intersect analysis and then save the intersecting areas as a point with streams, with FA 2008 and streams. So let's see them. So you can see that we saved, and then you can change them in the color to see it better. Okay, so now you can see that wherever they intersect, these two layers, we save them as an input, as a point type. Okay, save your file. It's already saved, and then you can anytime you can check the list of feature classes. Thank you.